Good afternoon, Nigerians. You're welcome to As Ide Hot, where we share trending stories from around Nigeria. My name is Sharon Enemchuku, and I'm joined in the studio, as usual, by the beautiful Ifoma Oji. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Well, I'm fine, and I'm hoping on starting my own, eating marathon.
Oh, you want to break the Guinness World Record?
Of course, I have to break it. If Hilda can break the cookathon, and then this time around, I need to break mine.
We can see that. But Hilda, Baci is setting the standard, and we are here for it. So, Hilda Baci is back in the headlines, partnering with Dino to cook what could be the world's largest pot of jollof rice. I know a lot of you like this one, people like Amy. So this pot of jollof rice will be enough to feed thousands, stirring pride and excitement in the hearts of Nigerians. Now to the less pleasant news. People are talking about yet another group of retired soldiers, that's the former heroes who have been forced to protest at the Ministry of Finance in Abuja, demanding long overdue entitlement, only to be told to vacate yesterday. Now, in one corner, we have the dazzling triumph of Nigerian culture. In the other, the bitter reality of neglect. So that is what we're going to be discussing today. We are trying to find out, first of all, let's just look at Hilda Baci's story. It is quite beautiful. It's quite encouraging to see young women trying to set the pace for these things. But what are your thoughts? She has done it before. Do you think this is something she can do again?
Yes, it's definitely something that she can do. I mean, the cookathon, imagine 100 hours. She stayed awake to achieve that. That was really like, a great achievement and a great milestone for not just her, but for, Nigerians. So she broke that record. We were proud of her then. I mean, she became popular most definitely after that. Imagine this time around, she's partnering with GB Foods to now scatter the entire record. And GB Foods, who have been in existence since 1937, you can imagine.
Wow,
yes, it was actually formed in Barcelona. You get by under what do they call it, the Galeana Blanca brand. So they are the makers of Pomo, Jago, Bama, and the rest of all these tomatoes, spices, and the rest. So they've been in that company. They've been in Nigeria, not just Nigeria, all over Africa for a very long time. And according to statistics, they said that these people generate up to 1.3 to 1.4 billion euro every single. Yes. So you could see it's not a small, it's not a small brand. And not just that, these people, they actually employ approximately 3,500 to 3,600 persons. So yes, so yes. So this is actually a great achievement. And if they are able to break this record, I mean, it will definitely promote, because I feel like the reason why they are actually doing this, they are partnering together for this particular Guinness Book of Records, is actually for them to promote their brand more, because people know them quite all right, but kind of to give them more visibility, you understand, and which is beautiful. And then Hilda on the other side, I think she still wants to maintain that fame. She still wants to be in our faces every single time. I'm still in the business, so it's beautiful. But at the same time, I wanted to add this, that we love the fact that this is happening. Kudos, I applaud them. But at the same time, we always want to attach the other benefits that should be imbibed or should come with this kind of thing. I wouldn't really subscribe or be comfortable if this is just mere fun, a fun day, everybody, because most definitely media will mount on that place. I mean, a lot of people will come together, you understand. So it's more like uniting Nigeria. Yes, apart from that has been the advantage. What about those that are hungry? Me, I know, apart from those that are hungry, we that are in the studio, will this food get to us? You understand? I just wanted to, point that out. They should at least try as much as possible. Let this food get to the less privileged. I'm not saying we are the less privileged, but if we get a taste of the famous, come on. If you get the taste of the famous jollof rice.
People that will benefit a lot from this, and I can tell you for free that one of those people is Enioluwa. And he would love this completely. He can finish that pot if you leave it. But yeah, I think it's quite it's really amazing. So beautiful to see. Hilda Baci breaking that record, going for that cookathon, really opened the eyes of a lot of people to the possibilities of breaking and setting records. She was a trendsetter in that aspect, and it's amazing that she's still in that business, because to be honest, yes, it came with a lot of fame and all of that, but to achieve that was no child's play.
At all.
The planning that it took, and I'm also hearing that this one, was it 2 years that it took to plan? I don't even know. It's just a whole lot that goes into this.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that brands like Gino, GB Foods are now partnering with her, because initially she did this, you know, with some brands as well, but this is an official partnership. And it's so beautiful to see. So apart from the fact that you also mentioned that there will be obviously music, cultural displays, and entertainment, it's something that we love to see. And I think if you of course, I don't need to tell you the type of news that we have been given, the type of energy.
God.
We just need something
hibernate.
To celebrate.
I swear down.
We need to the energy, the atmosphere, and this is one for that. This is one for
beautiful.
I'm happy for Hilda Baci, and we are wishing her all the best from the studio.
Apart from who? I wanted to like add something, make an input. Apart from that, you know, jollof rice has been something.
I was not going
jollof rice is something that, I mean, Africa identify as one of their pride. We know, we hear about Ghana jollof. We are always competing with Ghana. There's no competition, but they are always competing. We are always competing. That our own is more, our jollof rice is more tastier than Ghana. But I still maintain ours is still more better.
It's the truth. We don't lie for you. We will lie for you. We don't lie. That's the truth. And I like the fact that she chose jollof rice. The other day we were talking about it, and someone was like, jollof rice, and I'm like, there's a whole significance with jollof rice. Like you said, it's an ongoing battle for so long.
Yes.
The Ghanaian jollof, the Nigerian jollof, also the Senegalese jollof, when they said that jollof rice initially originated from, and that comparison that has been, I don't even think it's going to die down anytime soon.
At all.
We'll always have that battle, that competition. Shout out to our Ghanaian viewers. Your jollof rice is, I've not tasted it, but people that have tasted it said it's good. But I've tasted ours, so I can speak from that perspective. And I pray that when this happens, when she is successful with this, that everybody gets to partake. And 250 bags of rice is
a lot.
250 bags of rice. I can't even. I don't explain myself.
Are you sure we'll not travel to Ghana?
Maybe we will. We'll be reporting live from. But anyway,
yes, of course. Anyway, if we don't get to, you know, witness it live, we'll definitely be in the studio, or if you look for us anywhere and you don't find us, please online. Just check our page. You will find us there, because we'll report live like we were live.
Comes as the hot when something hot.
No.
All right. So that's just that now. We're wishing her all the best, and we are hoping and praying that this becomes a success and she gains even more recognition after this is done. Now moving on to not so pleasant story.
Yeah.
So the other day, right here in the studio, we talked about
facial expression for me.
We talked about how ex-soldiers were protesting at the finance ministry in Abuja after they had been promised that they were going to be paid and funds were going to be disbursed on August 10th, and this is August 5th, and nothing has been done. So that was where we left it at yesterday. They were currently at Abuja protesting, okay? And one of the things they were saying is that, you know, there's the track record of promise and fail. The government promised them this and that, and they are yet to see anything, and which is why they were back on the street. I remember we also commended the fact that they didn't give up, and they brought it back to the attention of the public, because when that happened initially, like I said yesterday again, I was one of the people who were impressed by the swift response. Although I didn't like the fact that we're sort of practicing the protests before provision kind of system. But we saw that, and I was really impressed that, okay, they've answered these people. We can move on to the next thing, because these are not the only people that are protesting. We have health workers that are protesting, pensioners that are protesting as well. ASU is protesting, NLC is protesting. Everybody's literally protesting at this point, only for us to come back here and see that they've not fulfilled their promise. Now, they've been asked to leave the finance ministry, to vacate the premises, because they are hindering work from being done and they are stalling work from being done. But what are your thoughts? And this is coming from the military, but what is your thoughts?
Oh God, I feel so bad that after the relief that we had from the Hilda Baci story, or the headline, that we are back to, it's more like we are back to square one, but I'm not back with them. So as regards this particular issue, according to the government, or the soldiers, the officials, they stated that the plan that those people have already, the increment does not affect the people that have retired. That is one of the things that they mentioned. But I think these people were not actually wrong by protesting, because it is their entitlement. Like I said yesterday, they wrecked themselves for this. They bled so that people will leave. So it is quite sad, and they have every right to protest for what is rightfully theirs. But at the same time, I just told you right now that these people are defending themselves by saying that they are not supposed to pay them anything because they are no longer in service. That is to affect those people that are currently in service.
Is that fair though?
Which is unfair. But at the same time, I think if these two groups are right, like both of them are right in what they are saying, what they are alleging. But at the same time, I think the approach was actually wrong. There are better ways to, discuss things. There are better ways to settle disputes than commanding them to vacate the premises, even though we know that that premises is kind of, they are obstructing the soldiers from doing their activities, or the rest the rest of them. But at the same time, it does not take away the fact that these people worked for this. So I feel like they should have engaged these people. They have officials within them. Those people that have retired, the retirees, they have officials within them. So call out those officials, sit in a table with them, negotiate with them. Let it be fair to everybody, if this should actually be the case, because I just told you now, they said that these people are wrong. But where I'm faulting them at this point is when they said that they were going to pay them on the 10th of August. Why agree to paying them on the 10th of August when you know that you are not supposed to pay them? You shouldn't have agreed in the first place. It's more like they're making it look like something is suspicious. They're making the whole thing look suspicious, like there's a behind plan, that they know we're supposed to pay these people, but because we have a lot of things to do with money, we cannot pay them. So they now come up with this particular, according to them, they said it's not a policy. Me, I don't know if it is, if they started that one newly or recently, or if it has been in the system for a very long time. But I'm just stating what they said. But at the same time, I think they should engage these people and talk to them, reason with them, and at the end of the day, bring out a lasting solution.
So you're saying they should establish communication with these people,
yes,
have a roundtable discussion instead
yes,
of asking them to leave the premises.
Yes, it's inhuman, of course.
Exactly. I think I agree with that. But now, do you think that with the protest, this second protest that just happened, how do you think they could have, apart from communication, right? How do you think they could have avoided this from happening? Because the same thing what they're protesting about is their unpaid pensions and all of that. How do you think the government need to do better so that this doesn't happen again?
Okay. It's more like you're asking me two questions at a time, but let me just answer. I think they should have gone the the formal route. I'm talking about the protesters, the retirees, of writing, I mean, letters, petition. Even though yes, there's possibility of right. Had it been they explored that route and it doesn't work and they come out and then protest, then I can say, okay, they did this and you people did not do anything, so let them continue protesting. You get? So then the government, like I said earlier, that they need to settle this thing between them, because it's kind of demoralizing those people that are still in office, and it hurts too, that even the person, their, what is it called, is it their head or something like that, was commanding them to leave that place, forgetting that he too will be a retiree someday.
Exactly.
So what you do to people will definitely still come back to you. So why don't you at least put in human conscience in whatever you do in life? So that's,
I like that you said that. I like that you said that, to be honest. Asking them to vacate the premises and saying that they are hindering work from being done and all of that just sounds as though you're talking to little kids and you're asking them to, they are not happy being there in the first place. They have families to attend to. They have responsibilities to attend to. They are there because they feel like their rights have been denied and they want their voices to be heard. And they feel as though that protest is the only way that they would get the attention of the government to them. But moving on, now, these are ex-soldiers that are protesting. What do you think it would have looked like? Because we have a lot of citizens protesting normally, from different times. They've protested. If this were just normal citizens, not ex-soldiers, maybe civil service workers, because I think they've also protested at some point. How do you think the government should go about doing this, like addressing this in a way that it will not make them feel less of themselves or feel like they're just dismissing them abruptly because they don't want to listen to them? Okay,
before I answer your questions, these people, like you said, they're ex-soldiers. These people, they escalate. You need to,
or maybe 9, because started yesterday. I have to wait after 10 days for him to come back.
That's the system we live in. Sad.
But do you think them protesting is illegal?
No.
Because the DHQ called it illegal.
It is not illegal. They called it disruptive.
It is illegal.
Yes, it is disruptive because you people have those people, they have things that they are doing and these people are kind of distracting them. That is when it is, but I don't think it's relating to anything concerning,
legal rights.
Yes, illegal rights or even causing chaos in the place. Apart from it's a peaceful protest. You understand? Which every citizen have the right to protest. But what I said earlier, had it been they wrote the petition that I mentioned, written the letter to them or even the government, I would have said they've explored that particular route and it didn't work and then they come out to protest. So if they can still write the letter to to them or the government, then they should write. Then if they write and these people don't do anything about it, please keep on protesting, because that is the norm these days. The government don't do anything, they don't effect any change or any policy if you don't carry placards in the street to protest.
I don't even think honestly that this is a situation of trying to get the government's attention. I from what we are seeing here, because there's something that the director said. He said, you mentioned it as well, they have 2 salary charts. There's one that was pre-minimum wage and all of that. So they know these things. So what he's trying to say is that they've already put it in motion. Now, what I'm saying is that if they are going to protest, there can be 2 different types of protest. You are protesting because you want to get the attention of somebody or the government. You've gotten the attention of those people. Now, at the follow-up protest, which I think this is what the soldiers are doing, should be to hold these people by their words. Okay, yes, you have seen us, you've heard us. You said you were going to do this on so and so date. You have not done it. We are coming back again to protest.
Yes.
Yes. So yes. I don't think it's illegal. I don't think it's illegal at all. If you are protesting, if you are saying something, you are making promises, let them. It's the same accountability that we are talking about. They are holding them accountable. You people said you were going to do it, you did not do it. we are going to protest again.
Yeah, they need, transparency is one thing. Every single time we talk about that, it's not realizable in Nigeria here. Before you find a leader that will be, like an open book, it's very, very difficult. And what I'm seeing here is lack of communication. This set of persons they agitated that you didn't pay them their gratuity and pension for the times they've worked, because you've increased the minimum wage. You understand? And you, on the other hand, you're saying that you're not supposed to pay them because they are no longer because they are no longer working, they are no longer in service. But I'm seeing communication gap here. Had it been these people, like, communicated with them calmly, you understand, I don't think we should be talking about this. We have, like I say every single time, we have more pressing issue. Listen to these people, sit down with them, liaise with them, talk to them, let them know their pain. Then you settle it. We have other things. We have insecurity, because when these people will carry gun, I am certain that they are the first that they will shoot at, because they will not shoot at civilians, because civilians didn't do anything to them. So let them, if they want to aim, let them aim at the right direction. Of course.
But what do you make of the entire protest in the first place? The fact that these are retired heroes have to wait for their pensions to be paid, the ex-soldiers, comparing it to what we have in saner climes, how they treat, let's use the United States for instance, how they treat their soldiers, their late soldiers. There was even a time that we saw a protest from the wives of late soldiers, right? We saw that protest. Now let's compare that with the US and Nigeria. What are the things you think Nigeria can learn? What are one or two things that we can emulate from the US Army? If you ask me everything,
Nigeria they have a lot of reforms to make.
Exactly.
Apart from the benefits that should come with retirement, they have a lot of things. But we are diving into retirement, right? In the United States, when a soldier dies in battle, they are supposed to get a card. This one, is it more like a flag to the family to announce the death of this, and then to honor. And not just that, they see that family is being catered for a very, if not lifetime. They won't lack anything. But Nigeria here, it is not the same thing. And that is why I said we have a lot of reforms to make in this Nigeria. A lot of reforms. Because these people, like, I would not even be surprised if tomorrow they try, recruiting new soldiers, people like recruiting soldiers, and nobody is turning up. Nobody will turn up, definitely, because even the people that have told themselves to save the lives of people and the country, you can't even respect them. So why would they bring themselves to that to that point? You understand? That is basically useless. So like I said before, we have to learn a lot of things. I think what we'll have to do, if we can get a rule book of the US, that's the law in US that has to do with military and retirement. Nigeria needs to read it and probably add it in their constitution. So that's all I have to say.
Adding it to constitution is their problem. To be honest, I agree. I equally agree. And I admire how the US treats their army, both those that were lost in battle. I just think that, first of all, we've said it here on the show. I think it was Mr. Daniel Sacramento that said it, that it has to start with the mind. There has to be a mind shift, sort of. We need to begin to value these people. But before we value our soldiers, we must first value the civilians.
Of course.
Because if you have no value for human life, you would not have that same value for the people that are giving up their lives to serve these people, to save these people. So we need that as a nation, not just the government, to be honest, but us as citizens. Every day it's so easy to become insensitive to deep issues. Every day we see 1,873 people died in the southeast, 26 million, like the numbers. These people now become numbers instead of actual human beings. And I think this might be one of the things that have affected the government. Every day you are just seeing it on paper. You don't see these people face to face. You don't see the families of. That's why I really appreciated the effort that people made, especially even VDM during the Benue attack. Go there to see these people and
for yourself.
Them.
Yes,
you empathize with them better, and that's something that also the president was able to do as well, and he gave them it. But we should do more of
Did
that.
he really do that?
No, I mean like trying to make an effort to go see the families in Benue that he had that the road was not able to help. It didn't help matters. So that's I'm just saying that like we will say in the morning, he should leave all those his advisors, all the people that tell him, oh, it's settled, it's done, they give him reports, oh, so and so people died today, and go see those people. Because the more you keep seeing these people on paper, you lose that empathy for them, you lose the emotional connection to them. Nigerian lives should be considered as important, no matter if they are from the north, the south, the east, the west, if they are rich, poor, young, children, all of them, we should all be considered as humans. And I think that would be a starting point to achieving change and also, you know, fighting insecurity, to be honest. But still talking about the protests. Now, generally, how do you think, I mean, just coming from a citizen's perspective, a civilian perspective, how do you think civilians, Nigerians would react to this situation, the direct order to leave the premises of the finance ministry from those ex-soldiers that are protesting? Do you think that this is going to discourage people from speaking out, protesting, or do you think that it would spur in them the need to still speak out?
Is it people that have already lost hope in the government? They've lost hope. The only thing they are doing is that they keep on, you know, persisting. They keep on, you know, being hopeful, optimistic that things will get better. But if it is whether they trust the government and their policies, they do not. So I don't really see it as them going to be them being discouraged of, you know, protesting, because we see every single time where people come out to protest. Even tomorrow you'll see a certain group of persons protesting for one thing or the other. So they will definitely protest because I mean we have that Kwechiri spirit in us. So we keep trying.
Thank you. That Kwechiri spirit. No good for anybody at all, not even the government. Thank you so much, Ifoma Oji. I genuinely enjoyed this conversation. Although we are looking forward to better news, better stories, of course, in the future. But still, and
eating jollof rice. That
my mind is a joke. This one is not joke. If you know Hilda, Baci, tag her in the comment section. We are serious. But thank you again. And to our VIP viewers, thank you for always doing this with us and for sharing your comments in the comment section. But keep on doing that. We see your comments, we read them, and we respond as often as possible. If you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please endeavor to do so right away. Just click on that subscribe button and follow us across all social media platforms. We are at Active Citizens on all media. You can find me on my personal page at Sharon Enemchukwu. And you, Ifoma? You can find me on Facebook at Oji Sophia and on Instagram at Miselex. And please go get your PVC. All the very important part. All the very important part. Till we see you this evening for Active Citizens Parliament, do have a good afternoon.